Hi, welcome to the second part of the GSPN tutorial. This part will focus mostly on finding the correct part number for your warranty claims. Many times, service centers are using the part numbers from the exploded view, which is incorrect because many times that exploded view or user or training manual is pre-production, or in many cases, there's more than one version of the same unit, and this will cause issues in your warranty claim. So inside the business section of GSPN, we will go to master data, material information. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this, parts info by serial number. So we enter our serial number. In this case, this is a home appliance. We click enter, we get our model number, and right here we have side version 01. At this point I would copy the complete model number, and we choose part list by model version. I enter my model, and I have two versions. In this case we would choose 01. This is very important also on home appliances for cosmetic parts, because the exploded view will show a door, but if you order it, you might receive a white door or black door, when in fact by this model number, this model is stainless steel. So once I'm inside my part list by model version, I can, instead of searching through hundreds of lines of parts, what we can do is do a short description. For example, I want a door. Now we see only 10 choices, and we can see our assembly door freezer, assembly door refrigerator left, and our assembly door refrigerator right. So I would click the part number, and over 90% of the time I can see a picture of this part and confirming this is what I actually want, a stainless steel door. We can do the same thing with a main board. So if I'm looking for a PCB, I type PCB, and I will have my assembly PCB main, my inverter. So if I click the part number again, I have the description of the part. I have the alternate part numbers in case the availability is no. We have sometimes alternates. And my picture, I can confirm if this is the part I actually want. By doing this, you ensure the parts will be paid on your claim correctly. Now, if I take a serial number for a television, and we go back and we do the same thing, parts info by serial number, I will enter my serial number. Now we have a bit more information. We have again our full model, our side version AH01, but we also have a quick list of our panel, power supply, and mainboard. So our three major parts are quickly listed here. In this case, I want maybe a part that is not listed. Copy my model, version AH01. I will enter my model. And again, we have two versions. So I'll choose the correct one. And in this case, if I'm looking for a T-Con board, I can type the word CON and only have 18 choices. And the last one is assembly T-Con. If I click the part number, I see in this case there are no alternates. There is only a prime. And if I click my image, I can see the image of the part. In this case, since there is no alternate, for example, and there was no stock, an option we can do is we will copy the part number, and we go to our BOM upper-lower part list. And we will type in our part number. Now in this case, there's never a lower assembly than a T-Con, but I would click an upper assembly, and I would do a search. And now we would see the part number for the LCD panel, and we would make sure to confirm our correct model and version, or we could enter our model number here, and the list would be restricted to a certain number of models. We choose the correct version, and then we could highlight part number of the panel, general part information, and see if this part is in stock. And we see at this point, yes, there is stock, and this one also has an alternate. Lastly, in the master data section is model by parts number. So for example, if I take this part number and I choose this option, this will tell me all the models that this part applies to. In this case, only applies to one model. If we go back to our appliances, let's find the model. So we go. Always confirming our version is 01. This is extremely useful if in your truck you have multiple parts, maybe a water valve. Now, can this part apply to the fridge you have in front of you? So, for example, I will type in my valve, my water valve, and I can see, again, a picture of the part number. Now, for sure, this part will apply to more than one model, so model by part number, and this will tell you at the same time where you may claim this part without having issues. So this water valve will fit in these 7 models.